Have you not listened to your elders, my friend?
I've listened to the elder, but I don't listen to.
Okay, you have.
Welcome to Right Between the Eyes podcast, a KISS podcast with 3 generations of KISS fans telling you why we love it loud. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Right Between the Eyes podcast, a KISS podcast with 3 generations of KISS fans telling you why we love it loud. I'm one of your hosts, Rob Myers, and welcome to the Road to Rosemont #2, episode 46. You can get a hold of us on all of our social media outlets. We're on Twitter at RBTE Podcast. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/Right Between the Eyes Podcast. We're on Instagram. You can email into the show and let us know if you're going to Rosemont at Right Between the Eyes Podcast at gmail.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hello. And you can check out some of the merch that I'm currently working on for Rosemont. And you can find that very soon at virtualmerchbooths.com/RBTE podcast. And last and not least, if you listen on any of your podcast catchers, rate and leave a review for the show. We will read that here. Like I said, I'm one of your hosts, Rob Myers. Welcome to Rosemont #2. And with me tonight are Nick and Nico Caruso. And I think this podcast is now more Chicago heavy than it ever was. More on that in just a second.
Yeah.
Nick Caruso, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, man. I love it. We're on the road. We're ready. We're going.
Cool.
How about
Nico, you got your
I'm
car
done.
packed for the road trip?
No, I'm a notoriously late packer. So I won't start to pack till the morning we leave.
Or the morning you leave, like your 20-minute drive?
A 20-minute drive to Rosemont. We're not getting settled until it's time to leave the door.
And our farthest friend that he might as well be on the other side of the globe for as close as you're traveling, Brant from In My Head. How are you doing this evening?
I'm awesome, man. I've got my bags packed. Even though it's like November, I've got my bag packed. I've got my plane ticket bought. I am ready to get on the road to drive to the airport and listen to some KISS all the way. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And we have Xander from KISS Army Things. How are you doing this evening, Xander?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Thank you so much. I love this series that we're doing. It's great to be back. Thank you for having me on.
And our newest addition to the Road to Rosemont series, Emily Graziano. How are you doing this evening from also the Chicagoland area?
Oh, I'm quite lovely. Thank you. I'm sorry I screwed that up.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. That's what the power of editing is all about.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So since everyone else has answered this question already, the first question we asked everyone on the series, why did you choose to going to the Rosemont show and seeing KISS at this venue? And how long have you been a KISS fan?
Okay, well, we're going to the Allstate Arena, or the ancient name that it was called, the Rosemont Horizon. We're going there because it's local. Basically, that's the simplest answer it is. And I've been a KISS fan officially since 1998 at the age of 1.5, 2. That was the magical year for me. But I was officially introduced to the band in September 1997, straight when I came to this country, because I'm adopted. My parents adopted me from China. So because, of course, KISS was in the middle of their reunion tour, my mom wasn't going to make anything about that. So it was like constant VHS and music and MTV, VH1, all the merchandise that just got thrown at me at that age.
What a great time.
That's
I think
cool.
that was just a
That's a cool
magical
story.
time for, I mean, Nick, you've said it, a million times on the show, for people saying, oh, I missed KISS in their heyday. It's like everybody got to do this time travel thing and get to relive part of that history that we thought was never going to happen. So that's a great story. I love that.
That's an amazing story.
Well, if this is your first time watching Right Between the Eyes, there's a little thing we like to do here called the 9.
Welcome to the 9. You may only choose 9 songs to move forward. No more, no less. The 9 is here.
So the 9 exists because we were trying to find something different for our podcast. When we review albums, we started looking at the discography and going, Destroyer technically has 9 songs on it. You take out Rock and Roll Party. Then you've got Creatures of the Night, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, Animalize, all have 9 tracks. So we thought, well, when we review an album, we'll just make all the albums 9 and we'll remove the corresponding songs to make that. So then I took it a step farther and went, well, when we talk about anything, we should do the 9 of something. So we talked about why we're going to Rosemont. So you've got your car packed. Everybody's going to want to listen to tunes. So we thought we will make a Kiss road trip playlist, depending how far your journey is to any of your Kiss shows. When this episode is over, you can go to Spotify and I will compile all of these songs for an RBTE playlist. And there could be potentially 54 songs on it, but I'm really interested inside of this bigger list. Are we all possibly going to pick 9 of the same songs? So could we have a 9 inside of a 9?
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I think so.
There's like 2 to 3 that I would guarantee you we all probably have. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some, I think, just because if you've been listening to the show long enough, if a certain song is not on everyone's list, I think Nico's going to be really upset. I'm just saying it.
I am. Rob goes really deep.
He goes deep,
sometimes
though.
Rob will ruin it. Yeah, he'll be the reason there's not a 9.
I have a feeling, wink, wink, Xander's going to go places that I don't think any of us saw.
Wow.
I'm just saying that.
Okay.
So,
Shout out to Xander.
speaking of Xander, I'm just going to make you go first. What is the first song on your road trip list?
So the first song on my playlist, appropriately, is Rise to It. Rise to It, well, Hot in the Shade, as it is, as we all know, is a summertime album. It's a fun album, and it's one that I love to listen to while driving. So, of course, I had to say Rise to It. I love the video. I love the song. So that one, of course, had to be on my list. It's one that I love to sing out loud in the car, too, even though I suck at singing. So Rise to It is absolutely got to be on the list somewhere. And so for me, I'm kicking it off with that.
I mean, it's an anthem. It's definitely a feel good song. And when you're on the road to somewhere you love, I think I can't disagree with that. I don't have it on my list, but it's a very good choice. Really good choice.
You're already off to a bad
I
start.
could definitely see that as a summer song. You know, that album has a summer feel. That and Crazy Nights both just have a summer feel to them. So I could definitely see Rise to It. I don't think well, we won't get into that.
Let's kick over to Nick Caruso. What is your first 9?
You do the first of it, right? Just the first one.
Yeah.
There's no list of any Kiss list that doesn't start out with what, Nico?
With King of the Nighttime World.
There you go. That's how good my son knows me. I mean, come on, man. You're getting ready to go somewhere. You're all excited. You pumped up. You're going to hit the road. You got to have King of the Nighttime World in there.
I love it. Emily, we'll go to you next. What is your first song on your 9?
Okay, my first one I wrote on here was Domino.
Whoa, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because
That's a great pick.
well, we had a VHS tape with that music video on there, and just Gene in the convertible alone sells that to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was that close to my list because he's in the car. That's what I was
That video is so classic. That's
He's
a great
like-
choice. Yeah.
That is great.
That is really cool.
All right. Nico, we'll stay at the bottom of my screen. What's up? What's your first 9?
I mean, I probably have the most basic one on
Sorry.
here, but quite literally the song that's about being in the car. Hopefully it doesn't end in a car crash though, the same way that the song does. It's Detroit Rock City.
There you go.
I mean, like you just have to. Like that's why I put it first. Let's get it out of the way. Let's all say it.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
talking
mean-
about driving. And driving very fast.
it's how on the nose does it get? He's going to the midnight show. I mean, it is what it is.
He's going to the show.
Brant, let's go to you, buddy. 9. What's your first one?
Well, let me just explain here a little bit about my list. My list is kind of a combination of songs that I get a summer feel out of when I'm listening to them, and a combination of songs that when I'm in my car and they come on, I just love that these songs come on. They might not necessarily be good driving songs or whatever, or have anything to do with summer, but I just love these songs when they come on in my car. I just smile and I turn them up. And so this one's going to come out of left field. Nobody's going to see this one coming. My number nine is Tomorrow off of Unmasked.
It was on my original list. That's amazing.
Tomorrow's such a good song. It's just a happy,
Yeah,
feel good song. And you just want to roll the window down and just drive along to it and sing along to it to the top of your lungs when it hits that chorus. It's just a good driving song.
And I heard you say recently that Unmasked as a whole is a really good summer feeling album.
I do believe so. I think Unmasked is a really good summer album. You know, just I don't know why. It just has that feel to me of all different elements and aspects of summer.
Cool. Well, for mine, I decided I wanted to be a legend tonight.
Yeah.
Probably the last album we reviewed was the Creatures box set, and I think that was one that hit all of us, and it's been kind of in a playlist and a shuffle for a while. So to me, that had to start it. This just feels like this is a legendary thing that we're all doing. We're all going to be in the same place at the same time, even in different seats. We'll be able to be together. I think we'll walk away from it. And to quote Nico, that was legendary. So a legendary list like this, I thought I had to start off that way.
Heck yeah.
All right, we're going to go back to Xander. Xander, what is your number 2?
Number 2 is Getaway. I think we actually talked about this song on another episode that you and I were doing with Pasquale, and I know Brant was involved, and we were all talking about how awesome Getaway is, and so I had to add that one onto my list. And I think we even talked about how we always talk about Peter Criss's awesome vocal, which is great vocals, but it was Ace who actually wrote the song. I don't think Ace gets the credit he deserves for writing that song, so I'm trying to give him more credit. But yeah, the song itself is great. It's one that I love listening to driving because you just got to get away. Don't want to stay, leaving tomorrow by some way. So those lyrics just make sense when you talk about going on a road trip, going out for a drive or a cruise. So Getaway is on the list, 100%.
Okay.
Great.
I like it. I thought about it. Didn't do it, but I thought about it. Good song.
Cool.
Yep.
Nick.
Driving. Yep.
Yeah.
My second one is Read My Body. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's not Read My Body. My second one,
we would just have become best friends.
Right. On my second song, I get out of the car for a second and I find the Space Ace and we get in the rocket. We take a ride. We go on a rocket ride.
Yes. Great pick.
Good
Great
one.
pick.
Yeah.
Good
I thought about that one too.
Emily, what do you got for number 2?
Okay, well, I hope I don't sound too cliche, but it is Baby Driver.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
So good.
Excellent choice.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Good choice.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
That's right. Yeah.
Just, Peter, that like pulsing, the pulsing way that it just drives, and the Peter's vocals, it's just begging to be played with the windows down and you speeding as much as you can down the highway within the legal limits.
100 miles an hour.
They should have gave the Catman more songs. That's what I always say. With that
Should have.
Yeah,
Should
should
have.
have. Yeah. But not on the Love Gun album.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, we talked.
I heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch it. Oh, we're going to talk after.
Rob just got kicked off his own podcast. Watch Pasquale's Kiss Army Nation soon, guys.
Mr. Rob, I heard about that.
So Nico, let me have it. What's your number 2?
Well, I was going to go a different way and agree with someone, but I was set up, I think the two who spoke before me set me up for this one perfectly. I heard, ride. I heard the word speed. Yeah. Sometimes when you're in the car, you do want to drive fast, and sometimes people might call you Mr. Speed.
Yeah,
if you do that.
Nice.
Also, I have to say this. Okay. So Rob and my father and I were huge in like the comic book world, the comic book films and shows and everything. There have been a Flash TV show and a Flash movie, and this song was never used. Criminal.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Yep. Should have been.
Sorry, no one cares about that but us three. But I just had to. No.
Anyway, Brant, what do you got for number 2?
Well, I just want to do a little footnote there is I tried to get inside you guys' heads. So ones that I thought that might have been on your list, I didn't bother putting on mine. So I stayed away from Mr. Speed, even though it would have been on my list and very high on my list. It's, it's a great driving song too. So, but I left it off my list, but I digress. My next one is, like I said, coming a little bit out of left field here. After the concert is over and all the festivities are done, you have to get in the car and go home. So my number 8 is Coming Home.
Oh, okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So I just want to be picky. Are you Hotter Than Hell Coming Home? Or are you MTV Unplugged Coming Home?
I'm Hotter Than Hell Coming Home.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. I like it.
All right.
I dig it.
All right. That leaves it up to me. So like Brant said, my songs were songs where I felt like there was some energy behind them. Some might be on the nose, but something where I kind of felt like the pulse, like Brant said, just maybe want to roll down the windows and go, yeah. So I will have my wife with me at the show, but if she wasn't there, I'd have been Speeding Back to My Baby
There you go.
from Ace's solo album.
Great.
Which, Emily, I let that totally go by. You just saw Ace and did a VIP, did you not?
Yes, that was the coolest moment of my life. I know they say don't meet your heroes, but all of those people are wrong because my meeting with Ace was spectacular. He wasn't cranky or like on autopilot. He was very engaging. I got to talk to him. Do you want me to show? I have my
Yeah, this is also a
first
show and tell podcast.
right here.
Oh, that's
With that
That's
trouble walking.
And he
That's
wrote, and he's like, "Do you want this personalized?" I'm like, "Yes, please." He wrote to Emily XOXO.
That's
Ace
amazing.
Frehley.
That's so cool, Emily.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
Glad you got to meet him, ma'am.
That's so cool.
Thank you. It was amazing. Absolutely incredible.
All right, we're going to kick it over to Xander. What do you got for number 3, buddy?
So for me, number 3, Baby Driver. I'm wondering how if we're all going to have similar songs because obviously, Baby Driver, has the word drive in it. And of course, Getaway talks about getting away. So yeah, I'm clearly going with a theme here, but no, Peter Criss sings another good song there, great vocals. And then Rock and Roll Over is kind of like Hot in the Shade where it's the one that's like my go-to for the road. So I could have just chose 9 songs from either Hot in the Shade or chose 9 songs from Rock and Roll Over to make it on this list. But I wanted to at least try and spread things out. But Baby Driver is too good not to be on the list. So number 3 for me, Baby Driver.
Nice.
Respectable tip the cat.
That's just a good song, though. It makes
is.
sense. Makes
Very
sense. It was
cool.
picked more than once.
I wonder how many more times that may show up.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. Mr. Caruso.
Well, you know what? I'm going to get it out of the way right now. There's a baby and there's a driver, and my favorite vocalist of the group singing it. So, Baby Driver. So that's 3.
That's 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to move to Emily. What do you got for number 3?
My number 3 pick, Lover All I Can.
Wow.
Oh,
one.
good.
Damn.
Oh, that's a good
This
one.
Emily's got good songs. Let me tell you something.
Three.
Like,
Oh, so good.
She's not giving you the hits. She's giving you the good stuff, man.
No, I'm like
yeah, no,
insecure
I
about
think-
mine now.
Dressed to Kill,
That's
because
right.
it was written in like such a hasty way in the sense of it was very quickly written. It was a road album essentially because didn't they write it on the road?
Mhm.
Wow.
So I think that's what drove a lot of my choices.
That's awesome. That song's so cool that I remember being so disappointed that I didn't go on the Rock the Nation tour because they performed it on that tour.
Mhm.
And Nick, that's when we started. I started buying all the.
Yeah.
I started trading with people to get all the instant live shows that I possibly could to get that track. That was a real gem for me because in all my time of being a Kiss fan, I forgot about that song. And when I saw that they were performing it live, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing Lover All I Can.
Great. That's a great tune. Great tune. Good poll.
Thank you.
Nico, Where are we going for number 3? Or,
All right.
yeah.
I'm going to I was going to save ones that have been said, but I'm just going to agree with this. I am my father's son. I have to do Rocket Ride too.
Sure you do.
Nice.
It's just
How can
so
you not?
fun. It's so fun.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think it just encapsulates everything well. I just really pick, because I didn't specify this at the start. I just pick songs that I think would be dope when I'm in the car, either solo or with people. Very simple. Very,
Now,
very
Emily, you
simple.
saw that live, right? Did you just see him do it live?
Not wait, which
Did
song?
Ace just do?
Oh
did he
yes,
play?
yes, he did Rocket Ride.
That
He
had to be
actually
pretty.
did Getaway live as well, which I never
Wow.
thought I would hear that
Wow.
live ever. So that was the
Okay.
highlight for me. Getaway live.
Wow. That's that guy leaves me speechless that he pulls out Getaway.
Yeah, no one expected it. He didn't sing it. Jeremy sang it, but it was still just to hear him play it live was something I never thought it would happen.
Emily,
Awesome.
what song did you say he closed with? Didn't he close with something like Deuce, or what did he
He did
close
close
with?
with Deuce. Yes.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Get up and get your grandma out of here. I mean, it's like,
Get her out. Show's over.
it's time to go home.
Brant, while you got the mic, what do you got for 3 to close?
Well, I mean, I got to tip my hat to Mr. Caruso over here, us being in the same age group, us being in that same level. He hit one of his polls was, if you're going to go to a show, you're going to be the king of the nighttime world. I appreciate that. But I also think that you could also, on your way to the show, you could feel like you are king of the mountain.
There you go. Love it.
So, which did you go with King of the Nighttime
I went
World?
with King of the Mountain.
Mountain. Oh, okay.
King of the Mountain.
Nice. That was a really good one. I do have one from that album, but it's not that song. Very cool. So I'll go to mine. My number 3. I'm not very Gene heavy on my list as I was looking for it, but this one from Dynasty just gets me. He's been playing it live in his solo band, and it's Charisma. There's been something about that song.
Nice.
I just love the pulsating bass behind it. And I thought it just made me kind of think of a car engine. It's one that I cranked up on the way home where I was like, I had a couple spots of like, do I want this song? Do I not want this song? And when that came on, I was like, yep, it's on my list. And I moved it to 3. So there we are. All right.
I road tested my playlist over the last couple days going to and coming home from work. I kind of road tested it and I tossed out some. But yeah, you got to love that clunkiness, that chunky clunkiness of that riff in Charisma. It's so great.
When I was little, I didn't like that song. When I was little, I didn't like it for some reason. I thought it was kind of dumb, but now that I'm older, it's like only Gene could sing that song. Like only Gene could sing about his own charisma. Like that's a very Gene.
Sure.
Very cool. All right, Xander, back to you, man. Where are we going for number 4? 3.
We are going to kick it into overdrive now with number 4. So number 4 for me, Under the Gun. This is when you're done cruising through back roads and now you're ready to hit the highway doing 69. Am I right? I mean, This is where put the pedal to the metal and hit the highway doing 69. So for me, Under the Gun is one that I got to be careful about when I'm listening to it while I drive, because I may end up pushing the speed limit there a little bit. But it's one that, again, it's fun to listen to on the road, drumming the double bass on the steering wheel, and just getting real loud in the car, not caring who's watching. Under the Gun, I mean, Animalize could also be one of those good road trip albums too. But I'm going to go ahead and just spotlight Under the Gun from that album and make that one my number 4.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid.
That's good.
Good
So
poll.
good.
So great poll, Xander. Nice job. All right, so we're going to go to Emily. Your number 4.
It was mentioned already, but Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
You can't not have that on there.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
Yep. Can't not have it.
Awesome. Like it. We're going to go to Nick Caruso.
If you're the king of the nighttime world, it means you've probably had some crazy, crazy nights.
Yes.
yeah.
Nice. Rob messed up the order, but we're just going to go.
That's
with
all
it.
right.
Very, very good. Very good.
So
All right. Crazy nights, man. Just, I have, like Emily and I were texting back and forth, going, "This is really hard trying to pick 9."
Sure.
I bet I had 15 songs off to the side, going, "Oh, that'd have been really good. That'd have been really good." Whose dumb idea was it to do 9? All right, we're gonna go to Nico on this one.
So I'm going to give a long setup for this one because it's
Ooh.
my singer at the end.
You are a man of long
Um,
setups.
I am a man of long setups. Thank you, Dad. So speaking of this, I do not live with my father anymore, but for this show, I'm definitely probably going to go to the house before, and I'm definitely going to be sleeping at the house. I am someone who likes to have a lot of fun at concerts, and with you all there, it's gonna get really wild. That I hope when we get home we don't wake up my mom, because she's gonna be going, "Is that you crawling up my stairs? Is that you looking halfway dead? Is that you looking halfway dead?
That's good.
Is that you?" I'm a sucker for a high note too. So like in the car is where you can hit the high notes.
Yeah.
Because no one will
Mhm.
judge you.
No
in the
one's
car.
gonna.
No one will judge you in the car when you're trying to hit the high notes. So I won't do it on the show, but maybe
Oh,
when I'll see you, I'll try to hit it when
I'm gonna get you to do it at the show. I'm gonna be right next to you.
right next to me.
You know, I
That
heard.
song scared me when I was little.
I
Like,
bet it did.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a creepy song. It's like strangely, and in parts, it's also kind of problematic at times too. So I don't
Sure.
endorse some of the lyrical content, but to listen in the car, it rips. So
Would you believe me if I told you they're rehearsing it right now?
No, I don't believe you.
yeah,
I'm gonna quote.
I would.
I'm gonna quote Hawkeye to you from Endgame. Don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope. I would donate $1,000 to charity if they played that, but they
Well,
won't.
Stanley, I hope you're
So
watching.
I won't have to.
You won't have
No. He'll watch and he'll tell me all the reasons they shouldn't play it.
Yeah.
Nico, I'll give you $100. Well, I won't give you $100, but I'm gonna give you a high five at the sound check if you just yell out, "Is that you?"
Oh yeah, dude. You got to
I'm
do that.
going to.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
to.
Absolutely.
Brant, well, where are we going for number 4? Quattro.
Number 4, this is just a summer feeling song for me. So my number 4 is Take It Off.
Okay.
Just good summertime song. It feels real good in the car. I love it.
That's what she said.
Do you have to edit this part out, Rob, or no? Is that appropriate? No, I'm
No.
just kidding because Brant's taking off.
Deer in the headlights. I was like, "What
Yeah.
just happened, Brant?"
There he goes.
Oh, Brant's camera's not working. Oh,
It went dark. It goes dark.
Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
all right. My number 4. I'm going to be in unison with Xander. I'm going back to 1984 and going Under the Gun.
Wow.
Because the line, it's a little cheesy from Paul, a little tongue in cheek, where he says, let's hit the highway doing 69, just the whole speed of the song, and Mark St. John's solo. I was like, I gotta have this. It feels like it's built for the road. All right, Xander, speaking of you, where are you starting us off with?
Number 5. So I'm going to continue on with the fast pace. Last time I chose Under the Gun. I'm going to continue with that fast pace energy and include I Stole Your Love. So this is the second opening song that I have. So I have Rise to It that opens Hot in the Shade.
Oh yeah.
This one opens up opens up Love Gun, and it's a perfect song because of that. It's just fast pace. It's driven. It's I love it's a fun song to also play drums on the steering wheel too. I'm a drummer, so I think you can relate to that.
Oh yeah.
So I Stole Your Love is an awesome song to also to sing as well. Even though I sound nothing like Paul Stanley, when I get in the car, I don't care. I sing it as loud as I can. I love I Stole Your Love.
It makes its appearance. Here we go.
I'm surprised I Stole Your Love hasn't come out till now. So
Yeah. Well, it wasn't going to be on my list because I figured the guy under me or the guy beside me would say it. So.
All right, Nick, where are we going for number 5?
Well, I'm going to get this out of the way because I have to agree with Nico with Mr. Speed. There's just no way that I couldn't have that on my list for it. It's not only is it appropriate for it just flows with the theme of what we're talking about.
You see that? The
Totally.
teacher becomes the student.
There you go.
You see that? Did
Yep.
everyone just see what happened?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone saw what happened, right? Okay.
The apprentice becomes the master.
When I was the learner, now I am the master. Emily, where are we going for your number 5?
Okay, well, it was mentioned, but I'm going to throw a little curveball here. I'm going to say Coming Home MTV Unplugged version because I love that version. For about 10 or so years, that was the only version I knew. So the MTV Unplugged version of Coming Home.
That's great.
I was kind of the same way. I listened to Hot in the Shade, Hotter Than Hell, but the back half of the album I kind of skipped around. It wouldn't be 2 years later that I appreciated it, but I was the same way. MTV Unplugged's version was the only one. If I wanted to hear that song, that's where I always went. Good
Me
one.
too.
Where are we going here? Nico, you're number 5.
I'll be shorter with this one. Last Kiss show I'll see with incredible people. We can really do anything because we got nothing to lose.
Wow.
Nice.
The band is going to be allegedly done, or when they announce they're coming back in 6 months. Maybe we'll do another one.
We'll do it all over again,
We'll
man.
do it all over again.
Rosemont, the return.
The return of
The return to Rosemont.
There you go.
The return to Rosemont. Allegedly.
Brant, where are you allegedly going for number 5?
Well, my next one, you get to you get in the car and you drive and you get to your destination. Like we're actually getting in the car and then we're flying and we're getting to the hotel the day before. And we might get in a little late, and you might have to order up some room service.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Dress to Kill is
That's a
getting
good one,
represented, man.
Good Lord, that's a good one. Excellent.
Yeah, Brant, you'll be
Good one.
in with the room service for sure because you're going to be here a full day.
Full day. Yeah, we get in, I think, around 11 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. So I think, So
We'll
be
figure
like
some stuff out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
when you get in.
we're just kind of not making any plans because we know we got people that's up there local and going to be there. So we're just going to kind of be on the branch on the shoulder of the mighty stream.
There you go.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to make this one short and sweet. I'm just going to say I'm in the asylum and I'm alive.
Good one.
I was on Xander's show and he was talking about how his wife feels that Asylum is a summertime album and she's obsessed with I'm Alive. And I started listening to that, and pairing Under the Gun and I'm Alive as back-to-back songs, I think works so well. It just kind of keeps that momentum up, especially when you got a long drive. You're like, I don't need any slow songs right now. I'm hitting that brick wall on the highway, so I need something to keep me moving. So I was looking for some speed, fast guitar playing from Mr. Bruce Kulick. So I went, like Nico says, I go for the oddball picks. You guys are like, Mr. Speed. I'm like, from Asylum, Alive.
We love it, though, and we love you for it.
That's great.
So, Xander, it's back to you. And what song could you possibly have that's going to shock the people at number 6?
I have another cliche one. So I used a couple cliche ones earlier, like Getaway and Baby Driver. And so now I'm going to use Cadillac Dreams on my list as well. Because again, Cadillac Dreams, you talk about, Cadillac. But also, again, it's from Hot in the Shade. So it's one of those fun songs I love listening to while I'm on the road. And something that doesn't get mentioned about this song is some of the instrumentation. There's like some trumpets or something in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that I forget about until I listen to it. I'm like, now that's something that you don't expect to hear on a Kiss song. And so I think when I found that out, I think I was listening to, Hot in the Shade while I was driving, while I was cruising. And I thought, wait, rewind that. Was that trumpets in a Kiss song? And so now it's something that I look forward to when I listen to the album, listen to the song. So another song from Hot in the Shade. I'm kind of cheating, but it's too good of an album not to include on a best of road trip list. I can't help myself.
I think this is an RBTE first, and this is probably a Kiss list first. I don't know if anybody had picked Cadillac Dreams at all. That was a song we were like, does Gene want to be in Chicago, the band Chicago with the horns? But this was like the second Kiss song I had ever heard. When a buddy of mine had made a mixtape, it was like the third or fourth song on the mixtape that he made me. So I
Wow.
thought, well, this must be a popular song, and that it's on your list. That I love it just for that. Nice.
Thank you.
Dreams.
Wow.
Nice, man. That did. Whoo, talking about coming out of left field. That's good though.
That is good.
That's
the audio
nice.
that I said of all the Kiss lists ever in the world, that is a song that is on none of them. But a great poll.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Nick, where are we going for your number 6?
Well, when you're on a road trip and you stop and you're in different places, you like to look at the sights, you like to people watch, and I say watching you. It's one of the only 2 Gene songs, like you, Rob. I had a hard time. I don't know why. I had the list written up, and then I'm like, wait a second, how did I forget some Gene stuff? But this was originally in the list. There's another one that I kind of put in, but Watching You has always been one of my favorite songs by Kiss in general, no matter who sings it. I love it.
Inspired by Hitchcock's Rear Window. Actually.
That's absolutely right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. Emily's a little bit of a historian here, Rob.
He's got
and
I love it. I am.
She ever wants to branch out and do her own podcast,
she'll put us out of business real fast.
If you just want to take over Right Between the Eyes, I'll just sit back and edit the show.
Yeah, just please.
So while you got the mic, Emily, what do you got for your next pick?
Oh, wait, me?
Yes.
Wait.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So number 6, I've got Turn on the Night.
Yes.
So good.
That's
an excellent
Such
song.
a good
Excellent
tune.
summer song. So good. So good.
It is.
An underrated Kiss classic that should have been more of a focal point for that band. I don't know why it's not a song that they played live all the time. I don't get it, but
yeah, I think the only person that's ever played it is Bruce and his solo band.
Yeah,
like we reviewed it. They lip synced it for the video twice in the middle of the show and didn't even play it live.
Can you imagine if they threw Say Yeah out and they said they're going to play Turn on the Night?
I think the place would go bonkers.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. All right, Nico, how are you following Turn on the Night?
I'm gonna follow Turn on the Night because when you turn on the night, it's probably gonna be a crazy, crazy night.
There you go.
I have to. So there's my agreement of one from earlier.
There you go.
It's got to be on there. It's got to be on there.
These are my people.
This is my crowd.
This is my crowd.
Brant,
we love it loud.
How are you going to do crowd control at number 6?
Well, I'm at the show and everything is just going off and it's just so bombastic and you can feel the heat. I'm all the way to the back of the arena and I can feel the heat from the flames. And this is something that I never want to say whenever I'm at a show. I don't ever want to say I've had enough. I want to get into the fire.
Whoa, nice.
Wow. Another rare song. Wow.
That's just that song just hits you, just slaps you in the face when that album starts. And it's a great way to start an album. And you have to watch your pedal when you're driving listening to that song. You will speed.
The cop will call you Mr. Speed there.
Yeah. They will call you Mr. Losing Your License.
Well, speaking of the crowd, and these are my people, in a road trip, sometimes you want to sit back a little bit and that we are all going to be in the arena together and we will all be one. We are one.
Wow.
From
Great song.
Circus.
Psycho Circus. Yep.
Just wanted that moment.
Love it, dude.
I think it would be a great sing-along song. They only played it once on the Kiss Cruise, but hearing the audience sing that, I think would be, that's one of those songs like that should be sung somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
In the whole landscape of just everybody being together. It's, we're here for the fans. We are one. You are me. I am you. So I wanted to put the brakes on my speeding down the highway a little bit. So we are one. Okay, Xander, where are we going for number 7?
Oh man, here we go. Are you ready? Psycho Circus. That song. Okay, so there's my third opener. That's my third opening song. I got 3 songs that open an album. But so take away the intro, which I love the intro, don't get me wrong, but we're looking at it from just the song standpoint. So I think Kiss 40, if I'm not correct, removes that carnival intro. It just kind of goes right into the song. And so I listen to that album a lot when I'm driving. So I wanted to include Psycho Circus because, again, it's a very upbeat song, and it's one that I also love listening to in the car. I cannot sing very well at all, but I don't care. I still sing as loud as I can. That song is one of my favorite Kiss songs. I think it's in my top 5. So it would make sense that it's in my road trip list. I love it. And I don't care who knows. It's a great song. Probably one of my top 5s. So I have to include it on my road trip list. I love Psycho Circus.
Wow. Psycho Circus for
I was this
interesting.
Close.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I
good.
was this close.
and he specifically picked he picked it off the Kiss 40 without the circus theme a little bit. He was specific in saying that.
Excellent choice.
All right, Nick, where are we going for number 7?
Well, sometimes when you're on the road trip, you gotta give the wheel, you gotta turn the wheel over to somebody else, right? You gotta take a little bit of a break. And you know what you tell that person? You go take me. Say it, Nick. Where are you? Wait, did you? What's wrong? Wait,
I think
He's picking himself up out of the floor.
Sitting in the back. Take me.
Do you have your head down in your lap right now?
Oh God, please. I just want someone else to drive for a while, Brant. You know what I mean? I'm tired. Did you have it too, Nico, or no? No.
Let's just keep moving on.
All right, okay.
Emily, save us from.
Okay,
Save us, please.
I went back to my real childhood with this one because I've always adored this song. No matter what, when I was little, I had to dance to it because I made it up. I picked Strutter.
Oh God, yeah! Come on, Strutter.
Yes.
Those are fire. How are they going to top those two back to back, Emily? Take me and Strutter.
Man.
Nick, here we go. Get ready for the letdown. Go ahead, Nico. What do you got?
I'm just going to say you've had 2 bangers come up. If you fumble
Strutter.
this
Nick.
ball, you might as well play for my Detroit Lions.
There you go,
I'm
Nick.
just saying.
Make something up. Come on, change your choice. Throw it out.
The Paul Stanley stage rap from Creatures of the Night. Just to make you really laugh. No, I'm kidding. No, honestly, why I had such a strong reaction to my father's is I was thinking about when we're leaving the show and it's nighttime. Who's ever driving the car in the car, I'm going to turn to my dad and I'm going to see there's going to be light shining down on his hair. Take me too.
Oh, that's incredible.
Take me too.
That's incredible.
And I did not expect you to take that.
Yeah.
And I'm a little frustrated, but I don't want to take it off because of that.
It's
but
top 5. You know, it's one of my top 5, you know.
Yeah, I know. And it's just the
I'm still waiting for the unreleased track from 77 to One Day Show Up somewhere. I don't know why they just don't put it out. Not the re-recorded on You Wanted the Best where Paul sounds like he's
moonlight shining down on your hair, Dad.
Yep.
Is what we're gonna be. That's what
Very
I'm
good.
Seeing.
All right.
Brant.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to set this up with a straight face based on the conversations we've just had. Well, if you get too tired going on the way home, you might as well just pull the car over, take the keys out of the ignition, get in the back seat and do a little making love.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Oh,
you'll be able to do that. I think you'll be able to do that at the show too when we go there.
Yeah, maybe.
I just got to say,
they'll keep it in the set list by the time they get back to the U.S.
I hope so. They better. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, that's some of the best.
I mean, that was in the honorable mentions for me.
Yeah,
I just had too many. I had too many Paul songs. I had to take 2 or 3 out of it and get a little bit more representation there.
How much of a kick to the shins would it be that they put? I mean, I love the song, but them to not do "Making Love" and they're going to put "Tears Are Falling" back in the set.
I mean, personally speaking, I want "Making Love" because
same here.
I haven't seen that since the reunion. I believe the reunion tour. I don't know. Did they do it? Maybe I'm making it up in my own mind.
No, they did.
Played it on Rock the Nation. It's on the video for.
Yeah, I may have never seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that song live. That's one of those I don't think I ever have.
I don't think they did it during the reunion tour.
I don't think so either.
Nice. So, it's back to me.
It's back to you,
Brant. So, I'm going to copy Xander again, and I'm going to steal some love at this show. I don't know if I'm going to steal Nico's love or Brant's love somewhere, but I'm stealing some love.
There you go.
Got to have it on there. For the guy that doesn't like Love Gun, he sure got it on his list.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Interesting.
And you ain't never gonna let it go, Rob.
No, I'm never gonna let it go. Never gonna let it down. Xander, save me. We're down to the penultimate one on the list. The Ocho. What is your Ocho road trip song-o?
Okay, so this one may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but that's okay. My choice for the last song on my road trip list is Naked City from Unmasked. Whoa. So you're probably thinking, what? Why? Well, I tell you what, Unmasked is one of those that I love listening to on the road. It's very fun, upbeat. It's a poppy album, perfect for summertime. So, and I can think back to one time when Jeb and I, we had went out with some friends and we're talking about Kiss, and then we kind of like low-key forced everybody to listen to Unmasked, the whole album, on the way home. And so Jeb and I were in the front seat listening to Unmasked, vibing, and everybody in the back seat, it's kind of like, this is Kiss? I thought Kiss were like a hard and heavy band. It's like, oh, no, man, they want to have fun like everybody else. So we had to listen to Unmasked. And one of the standout songs for me in the last few years has been Naked City. So I could have said Tomorrow. I could have said Is That You? But the one that kind of seems to blow my mind the most is Naked City. For whatever reason, there's just a certain charm about that song that you don't really get from a lot of other, Kiss songs or Gene songs. And so it makes that song special, but I love listening to it on the road. So I'm going to close this list with Naked City. I got to keep it crazy, keep it spontaneous. I'm going with Naked City.
This kid's crazy, man. He's got some.
I love it, dude.
It's really an obscure list, but it's well put together. Very well done.
Very well.
Xander,
Done.
excellent job, buddy. You're doing awesome.
Respectable.
Yep.
All right, Nick, number 8 for you.
Well, you got to be careful because this song, someone is emitting some electrical energy. It's Radioactive by Mr. Simmons.
Yeah.
I love this song so much. I just love the groove of this song. You know that. I'll never turn this song off, and whenever it comes on, I instantly puts me in a good mood.
It's a good song. That's so good.
Good.
No, I gotta tell you guys why I'm laughing.
Right.
We know you like the song, obviously, but just the sentence, I like the groove of the song. You know that. Like, I didn't know specifically you like the groove of the song. I'm just learning
it's such a simple, short tune, but it's beautiful. It doesn't need to be any longer. It doesn't need another chorus. It doesn't need anything else to it. It's just perfect the way it is. The beginning is a little long. I'm not going to lie to you. I almost like to skip through that. It's cool, but you know what I'm talking about, the long intro to it. Which is why Mr. Simmons, I wish he would somehow put out some of those shows that he did with the band, and they did some great songs. I wish Gene would release. I don't have time to do that. I can't do that. I wish he would release a live version of Radioactive.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
He's like for
on his vault too.
He's like for $10,000.
Yeah.
Brant, he's like for $10,000 at the Vegas trip. I'll give you a cassette when you come out next year for the meet and greet or whatever that is.
This cassette is Memorex.
Yeah.
I taped it for
He's
you.
like, it's Memorex.
Emily, save us. What is your Ocho? What is your 8?
Okay, so I went back to my roots almost with this one as well. The end of Kiss the Second Coming, the documentary. That's my favorite documentary. When they play I Pledge Allegiance to the State.
Yeah, that's great.
Man, that song's so good.
It was on my list. It was on it, and I took it off today.
Oh,
Such a
That's
good
a great
tune.
song. They did do it live, right, in Australia a couple of times.
2004, one time.
oddly Australia, yeah.
Oddly Australia. You got to go to other parts of the world to hear the songs that we want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nico, what is your Ocho?
Well,
The Ocho, Nick.
it's the Ocho.
Cotton.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Cotton.
It's a bold strategy. Let's see how
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, you will not be able to see very well, Cotton. Sorry, this is a dodgeball reference for anyone. It's the greatest comedy of all time, in my opinion. So, I think the show. I'm gonna try to set this up. It's gonna be
Go ahead.
awkward.
Yeah.
I love the setups. We've
setups are
started
better.
doing.
The
Exactly
setups
right, yeah.
for me, they've gotten are either outstanding or they're awful. I have my own self awareness, but I think can't focus now. Okay, so it's gonna be a sad night because it is the last time probably that I'm gonna be seeing Kiss with my dad, and I'm very emotional. I'm emotional at every Kiss show I go to for reasons, but in this night specifically, because I'm gonna be with all of you people. I don't want to get too emotional, so I might have to hide my heart.
I knew
Oh.
I was
That's
gonna,
good, dude.
you know what? Hold on, like
Well, you were talking about Gina, and
I was gonna set it up
yeah.
with. I was gonna say, I hope I run into Johnny at the show.
Who's the bad guy again?
Tito.
Tito.
King of-
the king
he
of
was
the
king of
streets.
the street.
Tito scalping some tickets.
Tito was
out
king of the
the
streets.
parking.
I was gonna say,
They're fighting over Rosa.
Yeah,
Rosa, that's right, Nick.
I was gonna say, Johnny saw Rosa riding on a
Yeah.
streetcar named Desire.
You
his fate was sealed.
Yeah.
Can
can't-
I get on a streetcar named Desire at Rosemont through Chicago?
Hide
You
your
sure
heart.
can. You sure. And I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna let you guys know a little secret. There are a lot of Johnnies, a lot of Rosas, and a lot of Titos
Oh,
Yeah.
in the Chicagoland area. So
Oh yeah.
those
I'm good.
names are kind of prevalent around here. So
I will be holding on to your pocket, Mr.
Please.
Caruso.
please, that's a good setup, Nick. That was good.
So I just gotta hide my heart, and hold on tight. And
Yeah.
say my prayers because there
There's
might be trouble.
So
that night.
tonight.
Because when pride and love, when they battle with desire, you gotta hide your heart because we're all gonna be playing
The
with
rest
fire.
of the podcast
There you go.
is going to be.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Nick, I didn't know you were a poet. That's beautiful.
I am.
This is
in
the
my
Right Between
spare
the
time.
Eyes lyric reading by Nico Caruso.
Johnny
Brant.
saw her riding on a streetcar named Desire.
we can't steal that skit from the Shout It Out Loud guys though.
Which
When
one?
they close with that, at the end of their podcast,
Oh yeah,
when
famous
they
last-
read the closing lyrics, you have to listen to the whole show. It's absolutely hysterical. They
What
do
is-
closing lyrics from songs, and it's like you never know what the songs are.
Yeah.
It's like you're
Have they done Christine 16?
not that I recall. Not that I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably get
Yeah.
they'll probably have the FBI call.
Sure. All right, Mr. Brent.
Brant, no, you're Ocho.
I'm glad I knew that they do that because I didn't know that they do that because I've actually thought about listening to this. We talk about some of the lyrics to these songs, and when we talk about them, I thought a dramatic reading of some of these songs.
And
would
that's
be
kind of what they
actually
do.
kinda
It's
funny.
just straight
It's
deadpan.
so hilarious.
You just read it straight. It's funny.
Well, we talked about it getting hot and the flames. The Kiss shoots off a lot of flames. So hopefully, while I'm there at the show, they shoot off a bunch of flames, and they maybe possibly set heaven on fire.
Fire.
That's a good one.
Heaven's
That's a
on
good one,
Fire
dude.
is my number 2. Such a good summer song and a good just driving song. It's got a good beat to it, good rhythm, and it's a great song, fun song.
That's kind of surprising. I don't know if is that the first of the Dirty Dozen that has been on our list tonight.
There's no Dirty Dozen.
Detroit Rock City was on.
Well,
Yeah.
Detroit Rock City. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
the only one really. Though.
I mean, which is cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering how far we would stray from the norm. So it's cool to see some standards in here.
I can't believe nobody's got Rock and Roll All Night yet.
No, I mean,
I'll be surprised.
I mean, we're not
It's
done
probably
yet.
gonna be-
We're
it's
not
probably gonna
done
be
yet,
somebody
right?
like Xander,
Yeah, right.
For me, I wanna 1, 2,
I just-
rise to it. I had to
Oh,
put it
rise
on
to
here.
it. Nice.
Rise to it
nice.
from Hot in the Shade.
Yes, very
So
good.
currently, because we're just getting ready to get into the 9, currently we have 8 songs in some form or another that have been mentioned by other people. So we would only need somebody to duplicate one more song to have an official 9. But Mr. Speed Baby Driver has the most votes of.
Is that right?
anybody with
Wow.
songs. I think Mr.
Three?
Speed's close with 2, so we're at 3
Okay.
for Speed. So Xander, bring us home with your last one, the 9. 3.
So the one that's going to close it for me, this might seem as like the most cliche for me, but I got to say, Modern Day Delilah. When I first heard that song, I was on the school bus, I was going home, had my headphones in, my MP3 player, and I caught that song for the first time and thought, oh, Kiss is back, baby. And they're back and they're here to stay, because that song just ripped all the way through. And again, it's also on Kiss 40. So Kiss 40 is kind of like my Kiss Road Trip compilation album. And I'm pretty sure it's on Kiss 40. And that's my favorite song to hear. And it's one of Daphne's favorite too. So I think Sonic Boom could also be classified as one of those classic Kiss road trip albums, where I think when you and I went to Dayton, we both listened to that album on the way there. And because again, that was a road trip. So it was perfect for that event, because the album just flows so well front to back. But I think the best song on that album is Modern Day Delilah. And so I'm going to close my list with another album opener.
That's awesome. I would have thought you might have pulled Creatures on us with that one, but Modern Day, I should have been seeing your foreshadowing throughout your podcast, your love for that song. And you're right. Like you had mentioned Unmasked earlier in your list, and Sonic Boom. Those are 2 albums, and Hot in the Shade. I feel like I could put on any one of the songs at any given time and just let those albums just play through, and I can kind of get lost in those. Not that I'm not paying attention, but it's just a really sit back. And when you just want to listen to something from front to back, or you're busy doing something else and you need that music, those are 3 really good albums you can just kind of listen to and cruise with.
Good song.
Same old ways.
Yeah.
And he had picked this one just for the first new Kiss song he had ever heard, being a Kiss fan, other than some of the old stuff. And he was on a school bus and heard it on an MP3 on a live station, and that was it for him.
What a story. It's so awesome. Those kind of stories that you don't have really many thoughts and memories about that with other bands. I mean, at least I don't. There's a few that I remember up in the 80s and stuff, but just those kinds of thoughts and memories are just cool.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Nick, you're 9. Where are we at?
All right. So here's the deal. I have 2 here, and it's weird because one is the obvious choice, and it's a classic. But the other one is one of my all-time favorite Kiss songs. So I think I'm going to throw out the classic. Does everybody know what the classic probably is?
Rock and Roll All Night?
Shout it out loud.
No, it's been mentioned before. It's hard not to have Detroit Rock City. It's
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, but I'm allowed to change my mind, right?
No,
Well, I mean, if you want to,
I'm editing.
do one that somebody else mentioned.
All right, so I have to go with this song because it is true celebration. You're on the road, you're getting somewhere, and when you get to that destination, we're all together, we're having a good time. And it doesn't have to be alcohol; it could be whatever you want, but you have to raise your glasses. I mean, to me, that is the most feel-good,
such a celebration
song for me. Of there's just something about it, and Emily, when I got that album when it came out, and
so did my mom.
It was such a, I didn't know the drama of the album at that time. I just got it, and I was so elated to have a new Kiss album. I thought it was by the original 4. I didn't realize later that all the different players that were in and out of it. But
I think we all did. We just thought, hey, they're back.
But Rob, that song was just it was like the pinnacle of Kiss doing new music. As cool as Psycho Circus was, and it was very dark and crunchy and hard. Man, Raise Your Glasses to me will always, it's just one of those tunes that I absolutely always feel good. I could be down in the dumps. I could have some cold gin when I'm down in the dumps, but
thank you.
Maybe that's what I'm pouring into the glass and I'm raising it. So Raise Your Glasses.
Yeah, perfect.
That's perfect. As of right now, Dress to Kill and Psycho Circus are tied at four songs that being represented. That's pretty cool. And Raise Your Glasses was on my original list when I told everybody, hey, we're going to do the 9. That was the first one that I had put on my list, and now it's no longer on here. because I knew it was going to be represented by
Mhm.
Mr. Caruso.
Thank you.
We got to the end of it. I didn't think you were going to have it. So, Emily, where are we going for your final pick?
For my final pick, I went kind of classic. I chose Love Gun.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
why not?
just that intro alone, I think, makes you want to get in your car and speed.
Yeah,
Can't argue with that.
great tune. Great
I'm
tune.
surprised nobody else had it. I mean, it was in my 20. It was in my working list, you know.
And that was one of those songs that it's been all over in the sets. It's been a closer. It's been an opener in 04. It's been towards the tail end. It's been Paul's flying song. And I think that's just one of those songs that just can kind of just fit just about anywhere. It may seem a little odd as an opener, but I think it worked in 04. It was kind of a left turn for the band. And by the end of that tour, I got really used to Love Gun opening the show.
And in the 70s, sometimes it was 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
It was early on in the set too.
Very good.
All right, Nick,
Nick,
a lot of pressure here, man.
well,
It's got to be good.
There's a lot of pressure.
No pressure.
I want to call you Smuckers because with a name like that, it's got to be good. Don't.
So, you know, it's going to be sad when they're done. Because, you know, the world's going to be without Kiss. It's going to be like there's a world without heroes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We've had Cadillac Dreams, and you want a world without heroes.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to see how long.
Dang it, man. I was excited there for a second.
No, guys, what haven't I said yet? It's I Stole Your Love. Come on.
Oh, you didn't say it yet?
No, I didn't say it yet.
I've been keeping track.
You saved the best for last. I got you.
The first song I play, I save the best for last. I see the greatest Kiss song and really the greatest song ever recorded. Yeah, dude. No, I'm gonna play A World Without Heroes in the car.
No.
You don't want to roll in a tear going, it's over.
Right, exactly.
It's over. It's over. But yeah, no. It's.
Would you get a tattoo, Nick, of a tear? Because you have all those other tattoos.
I was gonna say something stupid. No,
he says.
No, that's
You
where
can
I'll
always
leave
go
it.
Peter Criss tier.
Oh yeah, I remember Peter had the tear. Yeah.
And then when the show's over, you flip your drum kit like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Then Eddie Cannon comes.
It's like Tommy Thayer tour.
Yeah.
Brant, number 9.
Well, my number 9 would have normally been a song like Detroit Rock City or something like that I really love. And I really had I knew that probably somebody was going to say it. I had it on my list originally and then I took it off. But actually what was at my number 1, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave this song at number 1, regardless if somebody else picks it or whatever. And I'm really surprised that it's not been picked yet, because when we get to that show and we're all there together, the only thing we're going to want to do is rock and roll all night.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's I would agree. I
respect you, man. I dig it.
do
I
too.
really do. I really dig it.
good one. This song has been said, and we reviewed the album. Came out in 1987, and we've said it probably a million times on that show and since. Why was the song never played? I want to turn on the night. I can't wait any longer to get to Rosemont, to go see the show, to hang out with everyone. So it's just, I feel like it's one of those party songs. And this and Raise Your Glasses was going to be my closer. And I went with the Gene track from Psycho Circus. I thought, I don't want to try and double the same album on my list. And I really wanted a Gene song. So Turn on the Night gave way.
Rob, you can't see it on my sheet here, but it says here, this is how well I know you, brother. Right here. Honorable mention, Turn on the Night, Rob probably already picked.
That's funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll have to go through and re-listen when I'm editing, but I think we had 8 songs that were mentioned at least twice, if not 3 or 4.
I got something I want to do real quick here at the end. So you guys know I work in IT, and one of the biggest things growing in IT right now is AI. It's growing big in everything, Photoshop, music, everything. And one of the big things that we actually have started using in the IT world is some things where you ask something a question and it uses AI and all of its resources that can scour off of the internet anywhere on the internet, and it will answer your question. Everything from what's the best recipe for guacamole. I posted on my Facebook earlier today, what's the 10 best summertime movies from the 80s. It generated the list in like 10 seconds with synopsis, with descriptions, with the years that they came out. So I asked ChatGPT today, pick 10 summer playlist songs by the band Kiss. It generated this list and everything I'm about to say in less time it's going to take me to say it.
Wow.
Number 1, Rock and Roll All Night, a classic anthem that's perfect for summer parties and gatherings. Detroit Rock City, a high energy track that will get you in the mood for a road trip or a day at the beach. Shout It Out Loud, a catchy and upbeat song that encourages you to let loose and have a great time. I Was Made for Loving You, a disco-infused rock song that's great for dancing and enjoying warm summer nights. Strutter, a groovy and infectious tune that will make you want to move and groove under the summer sun. Love Gun, a powerful and passionate track that embodies the spirit of summer romance. Lick It Up, a hard-hitting and rebellious song that's perfect for rocking out during summer adventures. Crazy Crazy Nights, an anthemic and uplifting track that captures the excitement and energy of summer festivities. And number 9, I said pick 10, but it's actually 9. Number 9, Heaven's on Fire, a fiery and infectious song that's sure to ignite your summer playlist with its catchy hooks. AI created that list in 10 seconds.
That is scary.
So
isn't that scary?
From our list, it picked Strutter, Rock and Roll All Night, Heaven's on Fire, Detroit Rock City,
Love Gun,
Crazy Crazy Nights.
Crazy Nights.
The only one it didn't pick was the only one we didn't pick was I Was Made for Loving You and Lick It Up.
That's amazing.
Huh.
That's
Scary
amazing.
a little bit.
So
Isn't
now we
that-
can just use GPT to start making our episodes. I'm going to use it to start writing my scripts.
That's crazy. That is unbelievable.
Isn't that great?
The synopsis are even. It's more than the choice of the song. I mean, they really explain. It's like they really explain the song.
I mean, clearly they didn't check Nico's.
No. But I'll tell you too. Here's the thing about AI though. It's amazing, but even that list, it definitely just went to quickly grabbed other summer playlists because a lot of those are songs like we could have guessed.
Yeah.
Probably 6 or 7 of those would be on a random list.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're 5 of their biggest songs on it. But,
Right.
That is eerie though. That's cool. I was waiting for a zinger.
No.
Like Shandy or something.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like a summer song when you're in love. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. It didn't
Yeah,
happen.
I think it does. There is a lot of what we call the dirty dozen. There's a lot of the dirty dozen in there. Of course, because it's going to look at playlists. It's going to look at songs that in an instant. But the fact that it looks at all that stuff, collects all
crazy.
that, and does it in less than, it literally 10 seconds. It was done.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
I know
That
it's
is
crazy.
awesome.
But that's just really cool. I thought I'd throw that in at the end here.
That's really
We're,
cool.
we're as smart as AI guys.
We certainly are.
We are.
Certainly
heck
are.
yeah.
Well, in our closing thoughts, this is going to be we said it on the last Rosemont episode. This is going to be a fun ride to take over the next 6 months of doing these Rosemont episodes once a month for people that will come in and out of the show and the core group of us. But it's going to be fun to be able to be at an arena, have a meetup, rather than see the Brady Bunch here on the screen. We'll be able to take one photo,
Oh, it's
be able to
sick.
shake hands, say hello,
Mhm.
that we all have our individual history with KISS, but that's all going to converge in this one arena that we'll be able to. KISS is going to be the backdrop for our 40 years, 50 years, 30, 25, whatever your history with the band is. We're all going to be at the exact same spot. We're all going to be able to say, my last KISS concert was here and I was with this group of people. So doing this list, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to compile this all together. And on our drive to the Chicago area, it's going to be really cool to be listening to this and coming back to the July episode for Rosemont and going, I remember doing this. And in a few hours, I'll be able to see all these individuals' faces all at one time. So this is really cool. Before I let everyone go, you can give out any of your social medias that you want to, or your channels, and promote yourself. We'll start with our guest, Emily. Where could people see your work and your channel if you would care to invite them over?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter and Instagram if you want to follow my pictures or tweets. I at FlapperDame16, that's both Twitter and Instagram. I have a classic film blog that is linked on both of them. I don't want to like say out the web address because that's quite long, but it's linked on there. And then I'm also on YouTube. I don't really, some people call me a podcast, but I don't really consider myself as a podcast. I do more video diary style videos. Mm-hmm. So I'm just at Emily Graziano on YouTube. So that's where you can find me if you so choose to do so.
Cool. Brant, buddy, where can people get a hold of you at?
In My Head channel, just search In My Head channel on YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at In My Head channel as well.
Xander, how about you, sir?
Yeah, so check us out at Kiss Army Things on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook. So my wife and I, we like to sit and talk about all things Kiss, whether it's current, past, future. We do album reviews. We do movie reviews. We open products. And so come join the Kiss Fun. If you're a Kiss fan, I know you'll love our show. So thank you so much, Rob, for having me on. I really appreciate it, man.
Cool. Mr. Caruso, where can people...
Everybody can follow me at N Caruso Jr. on Twitter, and on our other show, The Vigilante 1939, that I do with my son and my second adopted son, Mr. Nick Zednick. It is a fun little podcast where we talk about DC superheroes, Marvel superheroes, Star Wars, and the whole genre.
Nico, excuse me.
I was gonna say that's him. That's him twice.
Him.
No, you can follow me everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, at Nico Caruso, at Nico Knows Film on TikTok. Yeah, dude, what a great show, and great to have our two homies here. And Emily was dropping some knowledge today.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Jesus, I got to reevaluate my Kiss fandom.
Nick, yeah, you're not.
No, dude, I'm out. Like, I'm done. There's no reason to come back. She's pulling out the references to Hitchcock and stuff. I'm like, I know that like Ace Frehley drinks. I'm like, oh, wow, that's all.
Forget AI. We're going to use Emily and say, hey, this is the show we're going to do tonight. What should we say?
Gosh.
Emily, when you say classic film, you review like that genre of films, like from years and years ago.
It's insane. I like pre-code film noir, like Hitchcock, Billy Wilder, Frank Capra, Jeff, like all that stuff. So,
solid.
Thank you.
That's great.
Very cool.
Emily is an old soul. I've been honored to know. I've been honored to know Emily and her mother, Mama Sandy, who is mine. She's mine and Nick's age. Who raised her? Actually, yeah, she's a little older, and she raised her daughter right.
That's incredible.
Sure,
shout out to Sandy.
Raised her daughter right.
I
love Mama Sandy. She's so fun.
That's awesome. That's great.
Aww.
Looking forward to seeing the two of them. Yeah, she's very camera shy. I've been able to get her on camera on my show a couple times, and she's done it just for me. But she's very camera shy, but she's a great lady.
And I had the pleasure of meeting her when we did the Animalized show. So that was cool on your channel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of me, you can find me at Drummer Rob 10, and of course, our show Right Between the Eyes at RBTE Podcast. We're across all social media, Instagram, and everything that you heard at the beginning of the show. So, on the behalf of Xander, Nico, Nick, Emily, and Brant, I'm Rob, and you've been watching and listening to Right Between the Eyes podcast, a podcast with 6 people, generations, Kiss fans that are telling you why we are going to Rosemont, and maybe you should too. We'll see you in next month on Road to Rosemont Part 3.